What's up, everybody? The Game 2K2 here again, and I'm here to give my comments and answer questions that everyone's been having about James Rolfe and his upcoming Angry Video Game Nerd movie. I got a request to do this mainly because I do have a background in film, and first of all, my background in film is that I am a film crew member. I work with the grip department, the electric, lighting, setting up sets, stuff like that. And I've worked on no budget, low budget, and I've had a little bit of experience with big budget projects before. First of all, I'm on what's known as the overflow list here in New Mexico, where I am literally a backup crew member pretty much. And if anyone from the union gets fired, then they call people like me or anyone else who's on that list. And once we have enough hours, then we can join the union, and this becomes pretty much a full-time job. But I've never actually made a movie. You know, I don't direct. I don't get behind the camera a lot of the times. But I do have a good sense of what the business logistics is when it comes to making movies and what it takes to make movies. And with the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, one of the main complaints that people have, been hammering James with is the way he's been financing the movie. He did donations and asked his fans, to donate money. That caused a lot of controversy with his fans, and really, in all honesty, it was probably the smartest thing he could have done, mainly because he does have an established fan base, and all his fans really have to do, is donate $1, and he would still get a substantial amount of money towards this movie without having to worry about any of his fans going into financial debt. So it was a very smart move, without having to go to investors or take out loans. And according to his recent video, he's made up to $200,000, which is really, really impressive. And it's a really good amount of money if you're working on a wickedly low-budget movie. But again, another complaint was loans and investors. First, the investors part. James has stated that he wants 100% creative control over this movie, and when you go to investors, you lose some of that control. And it's actually a really smart move if you're someone who really wants that control, to stay away from investors. Stay as far away as you can, because the more interested they are in the movie, the more control they will take. And eventually, if it's a movie that they really see can be something, say goodbye to 100% control. You're lucky if you even have 10% control over it. Then there was the loan part. I can gather James is from Philadelphia. I don't know what the loans are like there for film. But here in New Mexico, because we have a very large film business going on here, we do have banks and certain loan operators that do give out loans for film, but they're really only given to people who can financially afford them. But affording them is the main sentence there, mainly because the interest rate on any film loan, no matter who you are, well, obviously, if you're really established in this and you have the financial backing, you probably don't need a loan, but the interest rate on film loans is very high, and it's almost like paying a mortgage for a house. You'll spend years trying to pay that off, and it's really something that a lot of independent filmmakers try to stay away from, but a lot of times they can't, because they can't get the money they want up front, so they have to take out loans for this stuff, and it becomes really expensive. And again, it's another thing that will put you in financial debt, and that goes back to James, asking his fans for money. That was another question. Why was he asking fans? Why wasn't he spending his own money? Rule 1, if you're trying to finance a film, never spend your own money. Mainly because, again, you will go into so much debt, your head will spin. And if the movie flops, guess what? You're stuck possibly for the rest of your life paying off that debt. and that's a huge problem. And really, from my standpoint, I agree with what James is doing. I wish him the best of luck. But unfortunately, I can't see him doing this without having to do loans or go to investors, because judging by how he's describing this film, $200,000 is not going to be enough of a budget. Obviously, movies like Napoleon Dynamite, which were other independent films, they made that movie off of $400,000, but there was no special effects. It was just a simple film that was filmed mostly on location. It was filmed in mainly one area for the most part, and that's how they got by on that budget. He's talking about a bunch of locations that he's obviously going to have to afford, special effects which he's going to have to be able to afford. So he's going to be stuck doing things that he doesn't want to do, and I can see a little bit of the creative control over his movie slipping away from him. He might not lose a lot of that creative control, but he's eventually going to have to answer to some people who are going to take interest in this, and and they're going to have a say on what he does, because I can't see him making the movie that he's describing on the budget that he has. So he will most likely eventually have to go to investors or take out loans, and even with that, I do wish him the best of luck, and I really hope that all of his fans get behind him on this, because I do believe that he will make something great, for his fans, and that's mainly why he's doing it. He's doing it for his fans, and see him on the videos now. He does look stressed, and the film industry is very stressful. And again, good luck to you, James, and can't wait to see the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. So thank you guys for listening, and I will see you next time.